Bonjour, je m'appelle Siti Fatiha. Quel va-t-il, non?
Bonjour, je m'appelle Anna Shahida.
Vous y entends?
Je viens du Place du Cinéma de Paris, a Paris Euro Museum exposed to Allah.
Je vais aller deux heures secondes qui propose diplôme new à Paris.
Wow, the accord Rabbi was the conscientious Perry was reborn.
D'accord, reste de security, Sharkida.
Bye.
So hi Miss Anis, I'm Siti Fatiha bintu Aina Adnan. So today I would like to begin this mock seminar presentation with tell you a little bit about our topic entitled the unique foods and a few of secret spots in Paris that people nowadays don't really familiar with. This information is so important, especially for those who love to travel all around the world. But first of all, let me tell you something. Everyone should listen to this mock seminar that presented by me and my partner Anna Shahida binti Muhammad Razali because we want to share with you why Paris is the most wanted place that every tourist, especially who love to go to travel, would love to go to Paris. Additionally, Paris is also well known for food. So next, I move on to the statement of my topic, which is I am going to talk about the history, the beauty, and tons of unique things that every person don't really know or familiar in Paris. Moreover, we would like to inspire every one of us to travel far and travel often. Next, for credibility statement, I would say that both of us, me and my partner, have an interest and deeply fell in love to travel to Paris since our primary school. Secondly, me and my partners have read various articles, books, and of course have made a deep research regarding Paris culture, the attraction places in Paris, about foodies, and accommodation there. So next, I continue with the preview of main points for today's mock seminar presentation. So firstly, we will describe the history of Paris. Secondly, we will discuss the hidden spots in Paris that most of tourists didn't know it existed. Finally, we will discuss the unique food that everyone must try when they arrive in Paris. So I continue with the first main point, which is the history of Paris. The name Paris itself was originated from the earliest inhabitants of the Paris region, or the Parisi tribe. The city is also known as the La Ville Lumière, meaning the city of light, because it is the first big city in the continent to have gas street lighting, and it also played a major role in the era of enlightenment. Okay, for the next point, let me tell you about a few interesting facts about Paris that most of tourists don't familiar with. So let's check it out. First of all, Thomas Jefferson once said, "A walk about Paris will provide lessons in history, beauty, and in the point of life." That's a reason Paris is one of the most popular cities among travelers. Paris is also known as the City of Light or the City of Love. The streets of Paris overflow with culture, art, beauty, and history. Secondly, we're researching our minutes water lilies at Musée de l'Orangerie, climbing the many steps of Sacré-Cœur, standing before the Eiffel Tower in awe, or searching out the best crepes along the Seine. Paris is a city that captures the hearts of millions every year. Moreover, believe it or not though, Paris was not always called Paris, and the Eiffel Tower was not supposed to be a permanent fixture.
Alright, just now Fatiha have explained the history of Paris, so now I will move to the second main point, which is I would love to introduce to you about the hidden places and the secret spots that not much people know about in Paris. So, the first secret spots in Paris that people didn't know existed is a Paris sewer museum. Paris' first sewer system was built in 1200s. It consists of open tube that ran down the center of each cobblestone road. It was not very effective and contributed to the spread of disease such as Black Death. According to Les Miserables and Jean Valjean, Paris has another Paris under itself, a Paris of sewers, which has its streets, its crossings, its squares, its blind alleys, its arteries, and its circulation, which is line minus the human form. The Parisian sewers are kind of mirror. All are large enough to accommodate a person, and you could rather easily navigate your way around the entirety of Paris via the sewer system. Each sewer street has its own blue and white animal street sign, and each building's outflow is identified by its real street number. So, secondly is Le Champeau Cinema. Le Champeau in the Latin Quarter of Paris is one of the best known and most popular art house cinemas in Paris, notable for being a favorite haunt of important figures in French cinema history. Dating back from 1938, it is a favorite among students at the Sorbonne just a block away. The cinema is well known for its retrospective as it has programmed homages to Woody Allen, Tim Burton, Claude Chabrol and Stanley Kubrick. The cinema is also known for its striking Art Deco facade. The upstairs theater is more comfortable than the one downstairs one, but both are quite fine. The upstairs screen used a highly unusual projection system with the projector being situated above the screen and depending on the periscope and mirror at the rear of the theater. First stop for many cinephiles, the Champeau is a Parisian film institution. Established in 1938, it boasts a screening room with an unusual mirror-based periscope projection technology that allows for the projector and the screen to be housed in different floors of the building. It has attracted a local Sorbonne students and former President François Mitterrand who live nearby, in addition to being considered by Francois Truffaut as his headquarters and Claude Chabrol his second university.
Next, I continue with the third secret spots in Paris that people didn't know it existed. Name given is Sacré-Cœur Basilica, Palace of Versailles and Palace of Fontainebleau. It is the former residence of three kings named Louis. It's surrounded by 815 hectares of gardens and parks. Its interior has many halls worth admiring. You can also get to know life at the palace a little differently by taking a guided tour through the parks by bike and enjoying a picnic in the village of Marie Antoinette, hidden on royal grounds. So all of this is followed by a visit to the palace. Apart from that, a Sacré-Cœur Basilica in the Palace of Fontainebleau. It is a building with a royal history that had been continuously inhabited for more than 800 years and served as home to Napoleon as well. The National Museum is now housed in its 130 chambers. You can visit the Château de Villebecum to explore the palace and its gardens. It is located at the highest point in the Montmartre district. Explore the district that has always been the home of artists, revolutionaries, and outsiders. Last but not least about this third secret spot, Place de Terre is also one of the most beautiful squares. An even better way to explore the district is by taking a 2-hour guided tour that will introduce you to the key elements of Parisian culture from cafes to clubs. Alright, you already know about the hidden secret spots in Paris. So how about the food there? So right now, I will introduce to you the food that all of us should try in Paris. And I would like to tell you what makes these foods becomes unique. So let's go deeper about Paris. I will jump up to the third main point for this presentation, which is a story about the unique food that every people must try when they arrive in Paris. The first unique food in Paris that you should try is French baguette, which is a cultural icon of Paris. It is a long thin leg in loaf, has been a quintessential part of Frenchmen since the 18th century. In Paris, it is usually enjoyed by splitting in half and stuffed with creamy camembert or meeting pie, spread with dollops of butter, homemade jam, dunked in coffee or French onion soup. In 1922, a law decree stated that the minimum weight of 80 grams and maximum length of 40 cm as an official baguette legislation, which was acknowledged as a part of French lifestyle. Next, I would like to tell you the second unique food that brings up the history of French snail, named escargot. Escargot is the French are the world's biggest snail eater, and this delicacy even has its own special day, 24th of May, or known as Escargot Day. Moreover, it is eaten all over France, but most popular in Paris. There are many variations, but the most renowned is the escargot Walla Bourguignon. Apart from that, there are most 5 to 7 million snails eaten in France every year. In addition, though we enjoy snails cooked in a variety of ways in Paris, the burgundy recipe remains the most popular. Lastly, the escargot, usually a dozen of them, are presented in their shells and stuffed with a mouth-watering combination of garlic, herbs, and butter. So now I will pass this mock seminar presentation to my partner Ana Shahida binti Muhammad Razali to continue the story of the third unique food that we should try in Paris.
Alright, lastly is Lunch de Boeuf. In Belgium and France, boiled beef tongue is often prepared with mushrooms in a Madeira sauce but can also be served with a vinaigrette. Beef tongue, also known as a neat's tongue of an ox tongue, is a cut of beef made from the tongue of a cow. It can be boiled, pickled, roasted, or braised in sauce. It is found in many national cuisines and is used for taco fillings in Mexico and for open-faced sandwiches in the United States. In France and Belgium, it is served with Madeira sauce, while crane is the preferred accompaniment in Ashkenazi and Eastern European cuisines. Germans make white wort with vinegar and capers or horseradish cream, which is also popular in Polish cuisine. Now that we have learned about the unique food that every person must try when they arrive in Paris. Alright, so let me briefly review of the main point, which is firstly is we have described the history of Paris. Secondly, we have discussed the secret spots in Paris that people didn't know existed. And the last one is we have also discussed the unique food that every people must try when they arrive at Paris. It is a talk about the history, of beauty, and tons of unique things that people don't really know, and to inspire every one of us to travel far and travel often. In conclusion, if you travel to Paris, it won't be enough if you don't go to secret spots that was hidden where only locals really know about, which are visit the Le Champeau cinema, see many shows and exhibitions, or simply wander along the Paris Louvre Museum, and quite simply take the time to experience the Parisian way of life. Plus, much time you have here, you must try a few unique foods such as French baguettes, which is a cultural icon of Paris, a French snails, escargot. Lastly is Lunch de Boeuf. A walk about Paris will provide a lesson in history, beauty, and world of wanderlust was created to inspire people to travel far and travel often. Paris is unarguably one of the most beautiful cities in the world, the capital of France, of art and of fashion.